Hello everyone, welcome to the channel Father007. We will be doing today contractions, or otherwise they are called short forms. What are they? Let's find out. Contractions. They are actually a form of words made by shortening or combining two different words, and put together. Words like can plus not, when combined together, they become can't. Do plus not, when both combined together, become don't. And I have, I plus have, when both are put together, and they make another contraction, which is known as I've. And there are many more examples of contractions. They're also known as short forms. We can call them either contractions or short forms. Let's move on with the examples. Contractions with the pronouns first. There are going to be some pronouns and some other words. First, we need to do the pronouns. The pronouns are I, we, you, they, he, she, it. First, we have got I am. When we want to make a contraction with I am, it becomes I am. I apostrophe am, am. Example, I'm working on it. We, you, they are. When put together with the helping of are, it is contracted and pronounced where, you're, they are, they're sleeping. We are not going to pronounce the helping verb fully, but partially. Next, he, she, it, is. We are going to use is with he, she, it, and when we need to contract them or shorten them, we use she's, his, it's working. Up next is what is, a very common one, a very common kind of word that we use in our daily lives, or the natives use it very commonly. What is, when shortened, becomes what's going on. Then that is, as a short form, it is used that's a lot of money. Then there is when contracted, it becomes there's no doubt about it. Then we have got who is, when contracted, becomes who's at the door. Have. The short forms with have turns into I've, you've, we've, and they've. They have plenty of time, or we can use the same example with all of them. I've got plenty of time. If you have plenty of time. Then with will, when we want to make contractions with will, I'll, you'll, it turns into you'll, he'll, she'll, it'll, will be all right, they'll be all right, they will be coming, or something like that. Then we have got contractions with had and would. Keep in mind that the contraction with had and would is the same and is used as apostrophe s, apostrophe d, apostrophe d. I'd, you'd, he'd, should, not should, it should be should, it'd, would, and did. The example right here, I'd appreciate if you help. Should, the next one is she had made. If we completely read it, it becomes she had made her choice. When contracted, be she'd made her choice, or it could be she'd made her own choice. Now it's time that we use contractions with helping verbs and not, it is going to be a negative form with the helping verb. We have to bear in mind that in contractions, in negative contractions, not is written in a different way, and that is over mentioned over there. N apostrophe T. O is actually omitted and it is replaced with apostrophe. Let's move on to the examples. Are not turns into aren't. We aren't. You aren't. Aren't you comfortable? Aren't we comfortable? Cannot. We have to bear in mind that the cannot is written together without space. Cannot turns into can't or can't in British English. It can't be possible. It can't be possible. Could not turns into couldn't. He couldn't solve it. Did not turns into didn't or didn't. Better way to pronounce is didn't. I didn't. They didn't invite us to the party. Has not turns into hasn't. The show hasn't begun yet. Do not turns into don't. Don't take it for granted. Does not turns into doesn't. It doesn't really matter. Did not. Didn't. Did not turns into didn't. He didn't mean to make fun of you. He didn't really mean to make fun of you. Had not. Hadn't. If it hadn't been you, I would have lost everything. Have not is equal to haven't. I haven't done anything yet. I haven't done anything. Is not turns into isn't. She isn't. It isn't. It isn't as charming as it looks. Must not. Mustn't. You mustn't argue with him. Shall not. Shan't. This one sounds like a little different and interesting too. Shall not becomes shan't. We shan't reach on time. We shan't reach on time. Should not turns into shouldn't. Example, it shouldn't be a problem for us. Might not. It mightn't rain today. Was not turns into wasn't. He wasn't feeling well. Were not turns into weren't. We weren't fortunate enough to get the prize. Will not turns into won't. Won't. I won't do it. Would not becomes wouldn't. You wouldn't want to be a part of all this. Thank you very much everyone for watching the video. Do leave a like and subscribe to the channel.